Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Moksh, Aras, Rahul, everyone, good morning. So we have finished with this much, isn't it? So we'll start from question number. What will be the number? First, let me change my position. So please, everyone, join fast so that we can start discussion. So starting this question number first of the today, a 27-year-old man develops ARDS, adult respiratory distress syndrome, after near drowning. Conventional mechanical ventilation on 100% oxygen together with inhaled nitric oxide do not provide sufficient oxygenation. Good morning, Gopal. Okay. Now, porcine surfactant is instilled via fiber optic bronchoscope. As we know, in case of respiratory distress syndrome, we use surfactant and PaCO2 fraction of inspired oxygen and shunting improved impressively. The improvement in the respiratory function occurred because surfactant increased which of the following? Because surfactant increase which of the following? A, B, C, D, E. Just read it, then I will start poll after 30 seconds. Just read the question first. Everyone, please join fast. Okay. So you are saying answer D. What is D? Okay, let me start poll for that. What will increase whenever you instill surfactant in the patient of respiratory distress syndrome? What is function of surfactant? Function of surfactant is it minimizes V by Q mismatch. It work on surface tension. So what is the most correct answer in that? Okay. So answer is, we can see it decreases surface tension, not increases. So those who have said answer D, it is about it decreases surface tension, and question is asking that if you instill surfactant in the patient of respiratory distress syndrome, it will increase which of the following? So it will increase lung compliance. Lung compliance is delta V by delta P. If you decrease surface tension, then volume can be increased. Ease of expandability is called as compliance. Ease of expandability is called as compliance. And work of breathing will be what? Increase or decrease? Work of breathing will increase or decrease? What do you think? Regarding, yes, work of breathing will decrease. Of course, work of breathing will decrease. Okay. So this is the simplest question, and everyone knows that surfactant is having formula of P is equal to 2T by R. So smaller alveoli have more collapsing pressure. A small alveoli have more collapsing pressure. That is why small alveoli empty into the bigger alveoli. So if there would not have been surfactant, your lung will become a big alveoli and exchange of the gas will be minimized. That is why without surfactant, patient can have respiratory distress syndrome. Okay, question number 2. In the maximal expiratory flow volume curve, curve A would be typical of which of the following clinical presentation? So these are the clinical presentation, but First, what is curve A? What curve A is showing? Curve B is normal. You can see it is normal. And if there is scalloped curve, we have discussed yesterday also, whenever there is scalloped or dog leg pattern, I mean, it can be any obstructive lung disease, not only COPD. It can be any obstructive lung disease. And C is restrictive pattern. When there is restrictive lung disease like fibrosis of the lung, or like asbestosis, berulosis. Yes, all these can cause restrictive pattern, and graph will be smaller in size, but shape will be same. There is no change in the shape, but only smaller in size. So question is asking about curve A. Curve A is COPD. So which of the clinical scenario is coinciding with curve A, that is obstructive pattern? Just read it, then I will start poll. Then you will answer in the poll. A 75-year-old man who has smoked 2 packs of cigarette per day, breath sound decreased bilaterally, chest excessive flattening of diaphragm, or having dry cough persistent for 3 months, shows opacity in the lower and middle lung. Man state he is exposed to asbestos approximately 10 years. Then there is pulmonary fibrosis. Third question is of pulmonary fibrosis. Fourth question is of myocardial infarction. And fifth is having what? I don't think any ailment will be there. He has never smoked, but is tired. Might be some cardiac problem. So which of the clinical scenario is correlating with curve A? Curve A means chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Curve C is restrictive lung disease. So now you will answer in the poll. Which of the clinical scenario is judicially explaining all the feature? These graphs are every year one or two questions are definitely from these graphs, and they are answering what is the clinical scenario. Okay, so 58% of you are correct. See, this is having 2 packets of cigarette per day for 60 years. Breath sound are decreased. So of course, patient might be having some sort of bronchitis, or you can just say COPD at least. COPD, 2 packets of cigarette per day for 60 years. Is it possible that patient can be normal? Okay, 68-year-old man with dry cough persistent. No, he is having asbestosis. So which variety of lung disease is asbestosis? Which variety of? It is restrictive pattern, restrictive lung disease. Third is also pulmonary fibrosis. So I have discussed it. It is restrictive lung disease. These two are cardiac problem. So these two are correlating with this graph. Which graph is that? Which graph is correlating with these two findings? Graph C. Because you know very clearly that in restrictive lung disease, size will become less, but shape will be the same. And in obstructive lung disease, it will be decreased. What is that point called as? What is that point called as? Maximum mid expiratory flow rate. That will be decreased, and you will get a scalloped curve or dog leg pattern. This is characteristic of obstructive lung disease. Okay. A 30-year-old female patient is admitted to emergency department with dyspnea, tachycardia, confusion, other sign of hypoxia. Now lab data is suggesting PaO2 is 67, PaCO2 is 60, pH 7.27, bicarbonate 26, hemoglobin this saturation 90%. In the vein it is 30, saturation of oxygen in the vein is 55. Okay, and this is the amount of oxygen derived, and this is the difference between arterial and venous oxygen capacity. Now, which type of hypoxia patient is having? The type of hypoxia which is present in this patient is hypoxic hypoxia, anemic hypoxia, stagnant hypoxia, Histotoxic hypoxia or carbon monoxide hypoxia. What do you think should be the most probable diagnosis? You have to differentiate between different type of hypoxia. Okay, 53% are correct. Okay, so we can see that what is normal PaO2? What is normal PaO2? Approximately, yesterday we discussed. If you remember, yesterday we just let me revise that for you. If you remember, yesterday we discussed oxygen in the atmosphere, pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere. How much? 160 mmHg. We have calculated that. Then oxygen, pressure of oxygen in the inspired air, 150. Then in the alveoli, what is 100? Then this was your capillary. And in the venous side, oxygen pressure is how much? 40 mmHg. And in the arterial side, when we say small a, it is artery. When we say big A, it is alveolar. It is again 100. So this is a normal finding. And in that condition, you can see that patient in the emergency department with the dyspnea, tachycardia, confusion, other sign of hypoxia. Okay, what can be the condition in this patient? Good morning, Aditi. What can be the condition of the patient here? Yes, hypoventilation. Patient might be having hypoventilation. What can be the most probable cause of hypoventilation? Hypoventilation is due to either due to what? Some respiratory ailment, like diaphragm is not working properly, or it can be because of some drug. Like which drug cause hypoventilation? Which drug cause hypoventilation? Respiratory depression, poisoning of what? Poisoning of by which drug cause? Yes, morphine. Of course, morphine derivative can cause hypoventilation. Either there can be any respiratory ailment. So there can be hypoventilation. So patient cannot take oxygen. So oxygen is less. And CO2, it cannot remove CO2. What is normal CO2? What is normal CO2 in the artery? It is 40. It is increased. So CO2 is increased. So this is showing hypoventilation. And if CO2 cannot be removed, there will be what? Respiratory. They will be respiratory what? Acidosis. Now you can say hemoglobin is 15 gram. So there cannot be anemic hypoxia. Saturation is 90%. It cannot be carbon monoxide poisoning. What happens in carbon monoxide poisoning? What happens in carbon monoxide poisoning? Instead of oxygen, hemoglobin is binding with carbon monoxide because carbon monoxide has 210 times more affinity than oxygen. Carbon monoxide has 210 times more affinity than oxygen. So saturation will be decreased in carbon monoxide poisoning. Saturation is normal. It is not carbon monoxide. It is utilized properly. 5 to 7 ml is utilization. So no problem with the histotoxic hypoxia. Otherwise, utilization will be affected. There is normal cardiac output, so no stagnation. So only problem is hypoventilation. So patient is hypoxic, hypoxia, or hypoxemia. So thus this will be the yes. What you want me to repeat? I have told you so many things. What do you want me to repeat? See, PO2. What is normal PaO2? Normal PaO2 is, if you want to repeat this, interact me so that I can discuss with you. What is normal PaO2? 100. So it is decreased or not? 160, Akash Kumar. Artery mein, in the artery, I just told you, in the artery it is 100. 160 is in the atmosphere. Okay. So normal PO2 is 100 and it is 67. Okay. And PaCO2, yes, I'm asking you pulse. PaCO2, what is normal PaCO2? It is 40. So this is increase. If PaO2 is less and PaCO2 is more, it means what? You are hypoventilating, yes or no? So this much is sufficient to make the diagnosis. But I am coming one further that bicarbonate is little bit increased because of compensation. pH is decreased. If pH is decreased because of CO2, if pH is decreased because of CO2, it might be causing respiratory what acidosis because of retention of carbon dioxide. Hemoglobin is 15 gram. It is absolutely normal. Patient will not have anemic hypoxia. Okay, saturation is 90%, and you know that hemoglobin is saturated almost 100%, but there is no oxygen. It can be decreased. But when there is carbon monoxide poisoning, all carbon monoxide bind with hemoglobin, and oxygen is not saturated with hemoglobin. So saturation fall drastically in carbon monoxide poisoning. So it is not carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay, and utilization is 7 ml. It is absolutely normal. So there will be no histotoxic, no stagnant. So answer is otherwise also hypoxic. I was just making you sure that how can you diagnose case of anemic hypoxia. So whenever there is less hemoglobin, oxygen carrying capacity will be less. So what will be less? What will be less? The carrying capacity of the oxygen will be less. Carrying capacity of the oxygen will be less. Hemoglobin will be less. Saturation will also be normal at that condition also. Saturation will be affected if oxygen cannot bind with hemoglobin. If oxygen cannot bind with hemoglobin. And this is happening in case of carbon monoxide because it has more affinity. Okay. So now friend of oxygen is bond with carbon monoxide. This is single. Arterial alveolar gradient. See, you should know what is arterial alveolar gradient first. There is a term called as what is the normal arterial alveolar gradient? What is normal arterial alveolar gradient? How much it is? This is your alveolar, this is your artery. And normally it should be less than 100. If you take arterial alveolar gradient, it should be less than 10. If it is less than 10, it is normal. But if it is more than 10, what can be the diagnosis? Just tell me. If it is more than 10, what should be the diagnosis? Simpler thing is that there might be some problem in the respiratory, or there can be right to left shunt. There can be right to left shunt. It means that blood is not going to the lung itself. For example, this is your heart and this is your lung. Okay, when there is right, normally it goes like that, it come like that, but when there is right to left shunt, it got unoxygenated. So in your alveoli there will be 100. In the artery it will be suppose only 40 because it is not oxygenated because of right to left shift. So it is very easy. There is a lot of list given in Harrison, but if you understand concept, you don't have to mug up. Just understand right to left shift plus all pulmonary cause. All pulmonary causes. Whenever there is some problem in the diffusion, what can be the problem in the diffusion? You know the rate of diffusion is equal to delta P into A into D upon T. Either there can be less pressure change, or there can be, surface area less, or diffusion coefficient is less, or thickness is more, like fibrosis. So this is, suppose this is 100, but oxygen cannot go here. Difference is 60. Are you getting me? Are you getting me or not? So AA gradient is very, very important that yes. So in all those condition of respiratory ailment, all those conditions, not non-respiratory, non-respiratory ailment will be having less than 10. because oxygen is coming from the atmosphere, no problem with that. But when there is stagnant hypoxia, or if there is cytochrome toxicity by what? What is causing, which poisoning is causing toxicity of the cytochrome? Cyanide poisoning. When cyanide poisoning is there, everything will be normal. Only utilization is not good. So it will not be utilized. There is one more question in the coming section about that also. But from here, you can just at least know that what are different condition in which you can AA gradient is not given here. Otherwise, it will be more easy. Okay. Coming to the next question. A patient with parotid gland cancer has damage to ninth nerve. As a result of this, which of the following respiratory reflexes will be impaired? Very simple question. If there is parotid surgery and there is damage to the ninth nerve, which reflex will be impaired? Okay. So just tell me which nerve is involved in Herring-Brew reflex? Herring-Brew inflation reflex. 10th nerve, overinflation, prevent further inflation. Juxta pulmonary capillary reflex, J reflex. Which nerve is involved? Again 10th nerve is involved. बल्कि ये कहो कि J receptor होते हैं क्या? What are J receptor? They are modified vagus nerve only. J receptor are modified unmyelinated vagal C fiber itself. Irritant airway reflex also aortic chemoreceptor. Afferent is 10th nerve. But for carotid body chemoreceptor, afferent is 9th nerve. Afferent is 9th nerve. These both are chemoreceptor, but afferent from carotid body is taken by 9th, and by aortic it is taken by 10th, isn't it? Yes, ring now. So this is the nerve which is affected in the case of glossopharyngeal nerve injury. As simple as that. Now J receptor is very important receptor. If you remember, there are three receptor or three reflexes which are having the same response. What are those three reflex? J reflex, vasovagal syncope, vasovagal syncope, and Bijold-Jaris reflex. Bijold-Jaris in the cardiac, J reflex in the lung, and vasovagal syncope if you are emotionally unstable. Okay, whenever these are having, these all have 10th afferent, and these all have similar response. These all have similar response. Everything will be shut down. Your BP will be less, hypotension. Your heart rate will be less, bradycardia. Even your respiration will stop. But when respiration stop, whenever you try to stop the respiration, it increases. So apnea, which is always followed by rapid breathing. So in examination, if you are getting vasovagal syncope, or you are getting J reflex, or you are getting Bijold-Jaris reflex, in all these three conditions, this will be the common response, and they are controlled by 10th cranial nerve. Please do remember, stimulant is different. Here it can be emotional. Here it can be pulmonary edema, pulmonary interstitial disease. Here can be IV injection of capsaicin. And in Bijold-Jaris, it can be serotonin, capsaicin, and phenylbiguanide. And what else? Veratridine. So stimulant can be different, but response is always same. Hypotension, bradycardia, apnea, followed by rapid breathing. Okay. So what is this? We just discussed about that also. A 68-year-old woman from surgery developed a fever, hypoxia, and shortness of breath. She was given 100% oxygen for 30 minutes, and lab result was this. The response to 100% oxygen reveal that patient has which of the following? Very basic, simple question. Just tell me in the comment section, just I will discuss fast, otherwise less question will be covered. Just tell me what do you think and why. Just tell me what do you think and why. And also why. Yes, Akshay, V by Q mismatch. If there is V by Q mismatch, I have discussed yesterday too. Okay. So, do you think that giving oxygen can help patient or not? If there is V by Q mismatch, yesterday we discussed two conditions, like one was pulmonary embolism, other was airway obstruction. If you remember, there were two conditions, and in both condition, in one there was pulmonary edema, in other there was airway obstruction. See, because low VBQ have more rich blood supply. Okay, but if there is airway obstruction, by giving oxygen from outside, can this help? Okay, okay. What else? And those who are saying D, right to left shunt, what is the cause of D option? Those who are saying D, what can be the option? Blood oxygen concentration is normal after giving oxygen. See, she was given 100% oxygen and the lab results were as follows. What happened in right to left shunt? Just now we discussed what happened in right to left shunt. Initially, there was hypoxemia. Initially, there was hypoxemia. Increased A gradient will be there, of course, but what is the meaning of that? See, let me tell you, answer is D itself. Let me tell you. I told you that this is your heart and this is your lung. And if there is right, normally what happens that blood goes from here to here and then goes like that and goes to the circulation. If there is right to left shunt, what does this mean? It means that blood is going like that. This is going to your systemic circulation. So this blood is oxygenated or deoxygenated? Deoxygenated. So what is your preference? What is your preference? What you want to give to the blood? What is your preference? If blood is, the main problem is blood is deoxygenated because you are not giving to lung. So that is why the classification of the cause of hypoxemia is reduced PaO2, hypoventilation or reduced PaO2 found at high altitude. There are so many given. 100% oxygen correct the hypoxia caused by alveolar hypoventilation, diffusion impairment. Okay. So in which condition it will respond? CDA. In which condition it will respond? Yes, A. Why A? Because if there is right to left shunt, diagram. If there is right to left shunt, even if you give oxygen, you are giving oxygen to the lung or where? Where are you giving oxygen? Whatever oxygen you are giving, 100% oxygen, it is going to the lung or not? Yes. So if there is right to left shunt, is there any use of giving oxygen? Is there any use of giving oxygen? Tell me. No. So neither in V by Q mismatch nor in right to left shunt, and neither in carbon monoxide poisoning. Why not in carbon monoxide poisoning? Because oxygen is already there, but hemoglobin is carried by carbon monoxide. And neither in diffusion impairment. Why? Because if diffusion is not correct, whatever oxygen you will give, it will not benefit. But yes, if patient is having morphine poisoning or in any condition when there is hypoventilation, in any poisoning, whenever there is hypoventilation, When you give oxygen, it will be benefited, because when there is alveolar hypoventilation, yes, so that should be the answer given in that book is wrong. This answer is wrong, given this is given in some book, but that is wrong. Remember, answer is A. Am I clear or not? Is this clear or not? Why oxygen is not helping in all these conditions? Everyone clear? Because if diffusion is explain, that is what I am doing. Just I am asking. See, if you ask question, just be peculiar. Can you, sir, explain this? Explain what? Explain. नहीं है why? See, carbon monoxide poisoning is what? Carbon monoxide is combined with hemoglobin. Oxygen is there or not? Yes, Moksh, oxygen is there or not in that condition? Oxygen is there. Problem is not with the oxygen. Problem is with the, yes, see, listen carefully. If carbon monoxide is combined with hemoglobin, oxygen is there. If you give oxygen, okay, this patient will be benefited or not? This patient will be benefited or not? नो, ये समझ में आ गया ना? ओके, कमिंग टू राइट टू लेफ्ट शंट, कमिंग टू राइट टू लेफ्ट शंट, this is your lung. Normally blood goes like this and come like this. This is the normal phenomena. But when there is right to left shunt, blood is going like that. So blood is deoxygenated. Blood is deoxygenated. Now if you give oxygen, it will go where? In the lung, or it will go in the blood? Where it will go? If you are giving oxygen, my dear friend, it will go to the lung. It will go to the lung. So, but there is right to left shunt already. Blood is not going to the lung. Problem is not with the lung. Lung have already enough oxygen. So is there any use of giving oxygen to the patient? Yes, Hridayadas and Moksh, no. So this is clear or not? This much is clear. This much is clear. Right to left shunt, there is no use of giving oxygen. Coming to the third point, V by Q mismatch. There are two types of V by Q mismatch. One is pulmonary embolism. It has, and other is airway obstruction. If you give oxygen to this patient, there is no blood. If you give oxygen to that patient, can this be carried into the blood? Yes or no? Because there is no blood, there is pulmonary embolism, no. And even if you give oxygen to this patient, there is airway obstruction. So that will go to the lung or not? So neither in the case of alveolar dead space, nor in case of shunt, there is no use of giving oxygen. Is this clear? So there is no use of giving oxygen. Option number B, diffusion impairment. Diffusion impairment. See, but this question is very beautifully designed. If there is diffusion impairment, whatever oxygen you will give, this will be benefited or not? Can this oxygen go to the blood? No. So is there any use of giving oxygen to the patient who are having diffusion impairment? No. Of course, so answer will be, this is also wrong. Alveolar hypoventilation. Suppose you are having, you have taken morphine and you cannot ventilate, then oxygen is given. Now this oxygen can go to your alveoli, and from alveoli it can go to your blood. That is why condition improved. So only in the case of alveolar hypoventilation, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, पेशेंट आता है उसको ऑक्सीजन लगा दिया, और अटेंडेंट क्या कहते हैं, डॉक्टर साहब पेशेंट मर गया क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई नहीं थी. इट इज नॉट, यू शुड नॉट गिव ऑक्सीजन टू एवरी पेशेंट, especially to COPD. Should you give 100% oxygen to COPD? Yes or no? If a critically ill patient is coming to your clinic of COPD, why you should not give? Because by giving 100% oxygen, you are suppressing chemoreceptor. Chemoreceptors are sensitive to hypoxia, and when you give 100% oxygen, they will suppress your peripheral chemoreceptor and also your central chemoreceptor, and that will cause hypoventilation. So that will deteriorate the condition. Are you getting me? That is why this in this question answer is not D, but answer is A. Am I clear? Good. So next question: a patient with the right lobar pneumonia exhibits increased respiratory distress. The patient is intubated, placed on the mechanical ventilator, and positioned on the left side. Now the dependent lung has lower. Dependent portion of the lung has lower. Okay, let me start poll. What will be less in the dependent portion of the lung? What will be less in the dependent portion of the lung? If you know the basic, I will discuss just only 35% are correct. Okay. See, if you know the basic of if you are standing, this is apex, this is base. This is the dependent portion is the base. This has ventilation is maximum at the base or minimum at the base? Maximum at the base. Why? Alveoli are smaller, so they can expand more. Perfusion means blood. Blood is maximum at the apex or base. Perfusion is also maximum at the base because of gravity. But the at the apex, V by Q ratio is higher. Why? Because at the apex ventilation is low, but perfusion is very, very, very low. So ratio become more. So maximum ratio at the apex will be, isn't it? But if you are lying down, if you're lying down like that, this is your lung. Dependent portion will have what? Dependent portion will have maximum V by Q or minimum V by Q. So this dependent portion is behaving like base. So base has maximum ventilation, maximum perfusion, but minimum V by Q ratio. Minimum V by Q ratio. Am I clear with this? So, yes, this was also discussed, I think. So that is why whenever, yes, Hriday, explain again. Okay, this point is this you know or not? This you know or not about lung? Should I discuss this one or this one? Okay, you don't know this. Okay, this is your lung. Okay, and this is apex. This is the base. Your base are having small alveoli, and your apex has bigger alveoli. Apex has bigger alveoli and base has small alveoli. That is why expandability is more at the small alveoli. Don't think that bigger alveoli will have more ventilation. No, smaller alveoli can expand more, so they will have maximum ventilation. So ventilation is maximum at the base. Similarly, blood is maximum at the base because of gravity. Because of gravity. So ventilation and perfusion means blood. Perfusion is also maximum at the base. But when we discuss about V by Q ratio, you know that ventilation is maximum at the base and minimum at the apex. But perfusion is very almost all blood go to the base and to the middle. No blood goes to the apex because of gravity. All blood goes. Yes, medium alveoli have highest resistance. That is because of pulmonary capillary. They are arranged in such a manner that can create resistance. That is different phenomenon. Okay, so V by Q ratio, if we see, V is less at the apex. Perfusion is lot. I mean, it is very less. So ratio will be more or not. Ratio will be more or not. And ratio will be minimum at the base. Ratio will be minimum at the base. If you just change this scenario and you are lying, you are not standing, if you are lying down, this is your lung. So the dependent portion of the lung will behave like what? It will behave like base, and upward portion will behave like apex. So they are asking about the dependent portion of the lung, which is behaving like base, which is behaving like base. So what will be minimum at the base or at the dependent portion? What will be minimum at the base or dependent portion? Yes, tell me. Of course, V by Q. It is behaving like base of the lung. Okay. Pulmonary blood flow will be maximum. Rate of ventilation will be maximum. Compliance will be maximum. I told you that they will have more compliance because they can expand more. They can expand more. Okay. Now clear? When I go fast, it means because I have discussed this already so many times, and most of the students are same. That is why I go at some place I go fast. Okay, because I can see the student name of student, I can recognize them. So when I think that this has been discussed at that place, I just go in the form of revision. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I can go in more detail. No problem with that. A subject training for triathlon, it's like marathon, reaches a workload while running that exceed his anaerobic threshold. As a result, which of the following is increased? This is a very basic question, nothing. If you are training yourself for marathon, what will increase more? PaCO2, arterial pH, or bicarbonate, or alveolar ventilation? If you are training yourself for 6 months, suppose that you are training yourself for marathon, bicarbonate. Why bicarbonate? It can create metabolic alkalosis if bicarbonate increases. Athletes are very good, they are physiologically correct. We are not correct. Yes, dead space will be lower down and your alveolar ventilation will be increased. Of course, yesterday we discussed now about alveolar ventilation. It is equal to tidal volume minus dead space into respiratory rate. Dead space is reduced because of training and tidal volume is increased. So alveolar ventilation is increased. Okay. Now coming to this question. What is pulmonary? How you calculate pulmonary vascular resistance? How you calculate pulmonary vascular resistance? C. Okay. How you calculated C? How you calculated it? Pulmonary vascular resistance is equal to what? Delta P by cardiac. Tell me. Delta P by what? Cardiac output. If you remember your Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. R is the resistance. Resistance is equal to V by I. Current. Here there is no current, but the blood is there. Instead of current, there is blood. Instead of current, there is blood. And this is the voltage change or pressure change. So 35 minus how much it is? 15 upon 4. It comes around 4, 5 to 20. It's 5 mm Hg. So it's derivation of your Ohm's law itself. Because this formula comes from Ohm's law. Okay. A woman found comatose in her house in a life flighted to the nearest regional medical center. Blood gas revealed a normal PaO2 but lower than normal arterial saturation. Which of the following condition is most consistent? Normal PaO2. Let me give you options. Just now we have discussed, if you remember, just now we have discussed for 2 times today only. Only by doing it again and again and again you can be, thorough with it. Only way to improve your performance is just solve MCQ after having theory. After having theory, without theory you cannot solve MCQ, and without MCQ you cannot understand theory. 58% are correct. So I told you now that in carbon monoxide poisoning, hemoglobin is attached with carbon monoxide, not with oxygen. So saturation will be low. It is very characteristic. You can go through USMLE books, you can go through PLAB books. Only those are having this type of question, which our Indian NEET and next are following, because they are not following their own trend. They have changed themselves to the clinical question. Okay, so for that you have to go to the, I mean, USMLE based question and PLAB based question, or Canada. There is exam for Canada. So these questions are taken from those books only. I have to type and I have to bring to you so that you can solve that. Okay. So I told you that if there is carbon monoxide poisoning, there is coma, of course, and PO2 is normal. Problem is not with the oxygen. Problem is not with the oxygen. Problem is that hemoglobin has loving nature towards carbon monoxide. Okay. Suppose that Rav Verma is very much friendly with Vivek Mishra till now, but after some time when he get his, I mean, what should I say? Then, I mean, he will say, please wait for me. I will come after 2 hours. After 2 hours, I will, please wait for me. अब कल से घर पे आने की जरूरत नहीं है. I am so busy. I have so much. Similarly, that hemoglobin is with oxygen, no problem with that. But he has higher affinity for carbon monoxide. जब तक ये नहीं है तब तक तो ये है. और जैसे कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड 210 times affinity. See, just imagine. And Ravarma has 1,000 times more affinity than for Ved Misra than for his, I don't know. Okay, so this is like that only. So whenever there is carbon monoxide poisoning, saturation will be low. It is the typical description in the question, where it is normal PO2, but a lower than normal arterial oxygen saturation. Okay, now you can see in this graph that patient is having curve number one, curve number one. After giving some drug, it becomes curve number two. So what is that drug? Of course, patient might be having asthma and all. So after giving that drug, it become beta 2, a adrenergic agonist. Yes, good. So what will be the answer? Simply, the answer will be what? Stimulation of beta 2, like salbutamol and all those things, adrenergic receptor in the bronchial smooth muscles. Simple question. I should not discuss this. Okay. An asthmatic patient experiences an acute exacerbation which causes her breathing to become labored and fast. As a result, which of the following changes in airflow is expected? Turbulent flow will increase as the Raynaud number decreases. Flow is more likely to be turbulent in the peripheral airways than in trachea. Resistance to the airway will decrease. Resistance to airflow will increase with the increase in the airway resistance. Pressure gradient required for airway will increase. D means resistance to airway will increase with the increase in airway resistance. If you increase the resistance, the radius of bronchus, do you think radius increase करने से resistance increase होगा कि decrease होगा? Exacerbation means increase. Exacerbation means it increases. Acute asthma. See, asthma हमेशा 24/7 तो रहता नहीं है. Suppose I am having asthma. Someday I wake up and I am feeling very breathless. So I am having acute exacerbation of the asthma. E. Pressure gradient required for airway will increase. Okay. Akash, E. So you can see that answer is E. Everyone knows that. It's very good. Pressure gradient required because there is, what is asthma? Asthma is reversible vasoconstriction. So pressure gradient required for airway flow will increase. Okay, now this is a wonderful question. Question is asking about curve C. Curve C is restrictive or obstructive. If this is normal, A is, obstructive lung disease. C is what? Restrictive lung disease. So now tell me which data is suggesting restrictive lung disease. You have 1 minute for this question. Just solve and tell me. Yesterday I had given you the formula how to calculate that. This question is about restrictive lung disease. Now tell me after this. A. Okay, please everyone tell me the answer. C. Okay. For this type of question, what you have to do first of all, which calculation you have to do first of all, if you want to diagnose this type of cases, the first thing is what? You have to calculate FeV1 by FVC. Okay. So let us calculate first FeV1 by FVC of all the five option. So what is approximately FeV1 by FVC of first 3.4 upon 4.2? How much it is? कितना है? Approximately you can say. You can say approximately. If you want to percentage, you can multiply by 100. 80, okay. 80% of B. What is FeV1 by FVC of B? 2.1 upon 4.2. 50%. C. 2.8 upon 3.1. 70%. D. C is not 70. C is approximately, you can say 2.8 upon 3.1. So it is C is how much? 96? No, not 96. 31 upon 28. It is around 90. Okay, yes, 90 you can say. What about D? 2 upon 3.1. D. 60%. E. Twenty upon 25. 20 upon 66.6. 67%. Okay. Now tell me, what can be the first one? What can be the first one? First one, yes. So for RLD, so it can be A also and C also. A also and C also, because B, D, and E are having less than 70%. So all these are obstructive lung disease. All these are obstructive lung disease. So either A will be answer or C will be answer. So how to select that? Yesterday I told you how to select between that. How to select? Just don't tell me the answer. I'm not asking the answer. Answer can be right or wrong. It can be guess. Yes, yesterday I told you that FeV1 by FVC, it can either be more than 70% or can be less than 70%. If it is less than 70%, maximum time it is obstructive lung disease. If it is more than 70%, it can be either either normal also or restrictive lung disease. A patient normal है आपने बता दिया already. So how to know that? FEV1 will be normal or it will be FVC will be normal of expected, but ratio will be more than 70%. Here, FEV1 will be less than predicted. What you predicted according to the age and sex, it is also less than predicted, but ratio is more than 70%. So you can see here that in question number one, FEV1 is 85, FEV1 is 90% of predicted, almost normal. FVC is 85% of predicted, almost normal. So patient is normal. In C, FEV1 is only 50% of predicted and FVC is 48% of predicted, but ratio is more than 70%. So this will be restrictive lung disease. Am I clear with this or not? This concept is clear. This concept is very, very important for everyone. See, यहाँ तक तो बड़ा आसान है. It's very easy. If it is less than 70%, it is less than, it is obstructive lung disease. It can be asthma, bronchitis, emphysema. But if it is more than 70%, it can be normal and it can be restrictive lung disease. In normal, FEV1 will be normal of predicted. FVC will be normal of predicted, but ratio will be more than 70%. In RLD, FEV1 will be less than predicted, less than, and ratio is more. So you can see here, it is normal, normal, and ratio is more. It is less, less, and ratio is more. So answer is C. Everyone clear about that? Okay. So non-invasive color Doppler ultrasound studies are ordered on a term infant and preterm infant of 28-week gestation. Which of the following is likely to have lower value in preterm? If you do Doppler ultrasound of preterm infant, what will be lower and why? What will be lower and why? If you remember your basic embryological anatomy, then you can answer this question. What will be lower and why? Just tell me why also. Just don't tell me A, B, C, D. Otherwise, I should give you poll. Due to low surfactant. Surfactant का मैटर नहीं है, मैटर कुछ और है. If you remember fetal heart and lung, do you remember fetal heart and lung? Yes, normally in fetus heart, this is fetus lung. Normally it does not go. Why? Because of high, yes, सही है आपकी बात, because of high pulmonary vascular resistance. Because of high pulmonary vascular resistance, it is not going. That is why this will bypass and go like that. It is saturated from the placenta. It will not get oxygen from the, but when child breath for the first time and PO2 increases, what will happen? What will happen? When PO2 increases, what will happen? Normally it goes like that. Normally there is ductus. What is that? This is called as ductus arteriosus and what else? There are two types of, yes. So normally it bypass like that and it goes without going into the lung. But when child breath for the first time, there is increased PO2 suddenly, and that will normally hypoxia causes vasoconstriction in the lung or vasodilation. Hypoxia causes vasoconstriction in the lung or vasodilation. It is the only exception where is vasoconstriction. And when PO2 increases, that is why there is hypoxia and there is increased resistance. But when PO2 increases, it causes vasodilation. And resistance will, when there is vasodilation, resistance will decrease and blood started coming in the lung. And that will close these foramen. These foramen will be closed and then blood started going from the lung to the systemic circulation. So normally in the fetus, pulmonary resistance is high and blood going to the lung is low. But when term after the term delivery, resistance decreases and flow increases. So in comparison to the term delivery, in preterm infant, okay, pulmonary blood flow will be low and resistance will be high in comparison to a term infant delivery. Am I clear? Is this clear to everyone? For that, you should know this embryology. This is a very basic thing, very simple thing. If you remember, it will be helpful a lot in your embryology also. So this is it for today. Now, every Friday, I am taking class from 10:30 to 11:30 on YouTube. I will send you a link also. And Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I will be taking class from 9:30 to 10:30 on Unacademy. Yes, Akshay, what is your question? Yes, in that answer will be low V by Q. In that answer will be low V by Q. Why? Why? If all questions are in AM or PM, all classes are AM. I avoid, night classes because I cannot sleep. After taking class, my brain becomes so active that I cannot sleep. So but this class on YouTube, that will be night class. There is no option. So that will be 10:30 to 11:30 at night, Friday. But in this Unacademy, yes. Why is Akshay Gupta low? Why cannot be option E? What is the option E? Can everyone see this question? Can everyone see this question? Because in, okay, I don't. There is option of Akshay Gupta has asked me a question that oxygen supplement can be good in which condition? Low V by Q, okay, zero V by Q, or high V by Q, or like that. See, if there is zero, it means complete obstruction is there. It means complete obstruction. But if there is low V by Q, it might be not complete obstruction. So if you are giving oxygen, that will be helpful. In zero, it will be complete obstruction. It will be like shunt. So it will not be helpful. In increase, already it is having a lot of oxygen. So no use. Are you getting me, Akshay? So that is why oxygen supplement is of no use in zero or infinite. But of course, if it is low, it can be given because there is no airway obstruction. Normally, we don't give 100% oxygen until we are having hypoventilation. We have discussed that point also. Okay, for any doubt, you can just message me in Telegram group. I will try to reply whenever I'm free. Sometimes I reply late because of, class, then college, then clinic. I will go to college, then I have to attend my clinic, then night one more class. So I will spare time and I will try to answer your every question. So thanks a lot. Meet you on Friday on YouTube. Yes, Arjun. For the last question, could you please pin option E? Option E is blood flow from pulmonary artery through the ductus arteriosus. See, this will close. Otherwise, this will be patent ductus arteriosus. This will close. Normally, what happen when child breath? कहाँ गया वो diagram? Where is that diagram of lung? बनाया था मैंने. When child breath for the first time, it is called as head paradoxical reflex. Okay, because of increased oxygen pressure. Okay, what happened? Vasodilation will happen, and pulmonary resistance will decrease, and that will increase blood flow, and that will close the ductus arteriosus. Otherwise, if it is not closed, there can be patent ductus arteriosus. Okay. So thank you. Thanks a lot. CVS next. Okay, I will bring CVS question. A lot of respiration is yet to discuss. If you want serious, then I can go through that. But this respiration is very, conceptual thing. If you understand these questions, I hope that you will cover everything. But I just request that before coming to the class, if you revise your notes, so that will be helping to me so that I can cover. See, my purpose here is not to time pass. एक घंटा पे special class, it is free class. I should time pass. My purpose here is that you should get enough in 1 hour because your time is more crucial than me. You have very less time. I have a lot of time. Okay, but your time is very crucial. That is why I am trying to cover maximum thing and revise it again and again. So if you come after reading your notes, I can discuss a lot of things. Okay, so thank you.